Hi, Steve.
Scott.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You guys really seem to find the game, especially after they had scored. Before then, we saw you guys a little bit more on the front foot once you were able to get possession of the ball. But once they scored, it seemed to be your game. What changed?
Thanks for waiting, everybody. You would be waiting in traffic anyway, so. I'm not sure I 100% agree with you. I think we had things under control, even though they did score. Those type of plays, set piece, penalty, not penalty, I don't know. Referees are better at doing their jobs than I am, so we'll leave it up to them. It's just one of those plays. But I think before that too, our team played in the right way in the areas we felt and we chose as a coaching staff to hurt Club America or to control and contain Club America, which is an excellent team. So a lot of the things that we wanted to see tonight, I saw for minute one. So I was quite happy. They only had one play I can recall where we were defensively a little disorganized and undisciplined with our manner and the way we wanted to play. Other than that, I was very pleased in how we had control of the game and control of the opponent, and that is not easy against this team. And yeah, of course, you come alive a little bit when you're down, and there's a lot on the line. But our response was incredible, physically, tactically, and mentally. And I think from what we can change as coaches, how we sub in, the moments you sub in, I think that was also very important to change the momentum and trajectory of the game, to help our team. And so I couldn't be prouder of the coaching staff. I couldn't be prouder of the preparation during the week. And of course, the players for pushing this over the finish line.
Felipe, go ahead.
Right over here. Mm-hmm. Felipe Cárdenas with The Athletic. I don't know if it was out of character, but you sprint into the corner flag with the rest of the bench after Bouanga's winner. I had to remind myself that it wasn't a golden goal, but there was still time left. Can you just describe that feeling of euphoria for yourself and for the entire team?
Yeah, I think if I'm honest, we have taken this team very, very far in a lot of tournaments and have shown up in, I think it's like maybe 6, 7 final moments, 8. I don't know. I stopped counting. We've come up with some wins and some losses, and I tend to hear all of the losses and not the wins, and all of the great moments of this team and what this club has done over the last 3.5 years. And so it's just exactly what you saw. It's just raw emotion. It's me wanting to celebrate with our players and our fans because they deserve it and we deserve it. And it's kind of a culmination of 3.5 years of hard work and dedication that just kind of explodes in that moment. And I don't know if it's intuition, but I felt very comfortable after that. There's no chance in hell we're losing that game.
Josh, go ahead.
Steve, 2 for me, but simple one. How fun was that for you?
Yeah, it was personally very gratifying. This was probably the most gratifying moment personally since I've been at LAFC. Maybe the first one with Las Vegas Lights is up there with this, but because that was almost more difficult. But very personally very gratifying, and I couldn't be prouder again of the team, the unit we've built, and the coaching staff. And these guys are really, really top notch, and the preparation for this match and this week was amazing.
And please on Denis, immense performance tonight. I mean, we come to expect it. We see it. It's almost like it's normal, but it doesn't seem normal if you think about what he did. Just reflect on his performance and what he means to you and this team.
Well, I think what is hard to know just watching the games, you need to see Denis day in and day out. Denis is a competitor, loves to win, loves to compete, thrives on duels, thrives on moments that he creates, but also is a team player. He's just as happy when we win games and others score. But he is so talented and he is so dangerous. We obviously try to get him a little more involved than other players. And his competitiveness, I think, gets a little underrated. And I think just he's a true competitor and doesn't stop and is absolutely livid with me when I take him off the field. He hates it when training is over. He wants to keep going. But there is some room for improvement there that I would, and I do tell Denny weekly. But I'll keep that between us.
Katya?
Hey, Steve, congratulations. Same. Two questions. The first one, just what does this moment mean in the club's short history and being able to play in a Club World Cup?
Yeah, I think first and foremost for us as a group, this is just massive for our confidence and our journey this season, this particular group. We've had some very convincing performances already this season, at home against Columbus in the Champions Cup, Miami as well, Seattle not too long ago. Early on in the season, also very, very good performances. But this was a little bit of everything. And I think this, probably is the best performance of the season, even though there were mistakes made. But I think to be able to go down and to come back and to score and to always be dangerous and to manage the game we did, it all at the same time not allowing very many chances from Club America, which is statistically the best team in our region over the past couple of years. So it means to us as a group, first and foremost, the players, the coaches, an enormous amount of togetherness. And then as a club, I think it puts you above and beyond many, many other clubs in the MLS. I think it puts you at a different level. And it is also a help for the entire league of putting the league on the map at the Club World Cup with one more team. And I think it's an important night for everybody involved in our sport in this country and more specifically in this league.
Jim, go ahead.
I had, sorry. Talking about Hugo and Olivier, of course, in their careers, they've had huge moments. Can you just talk on their leadership and what they've meant for the team? We saw their impact on the field tonight as well. And they kept on saying just how important was it to seize the moment. Hugo said he never even thought he would have a shot at this when he signed for LAFC.
Yeah, carpe diem, right? It's exactly that. This was an opportunity that showed up in our lives 3 weeks ago. None of us thought we'd get a second crack at this. So the same for Club America. And both teams gave it their all. This was a little bit of redemption for the Champions Cup or Champions League, I think it was called then, loss against Club Leon. So we took great advantage of the second chance. And yeah, those guys are leaders in the locker room, on the field. They lead by example, both again tonight with the performances. Hugo, in the locker room, when nobody wants to speak, he speaks. And at the right moments with the right content, and has seen many, many, many games and teams and locker rooms and just finds the right words at the right moment. And he is very important for our group. Very important.
Jim.
This may be a little off the wall, so bear with me. But, a few days ago, Carlos announced his retirement. Tonight, Denny scoring that goal. Was that kind of a torch-passing moment, maybe? Well,
He announced his retirement a couple of days ago, but effectively he stopped playing last season. So I think the torch was passed a little earlier. But we have nothing but great things and positive memories with Carlos, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him around the club more often. Was a great player, incredible player. But I really enjoyed his personality and character around the locker room and around the clubhouse, and we miss him.
Justin, we've got 3 more questions.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations. Justin with MLSsoccer.com. You've often spoken about the challenges for MLS teams facing internationally, but especially Liga MX teams. What does this game kind of say, not only with the ability of MLS to compete with these teams, but to find these wins against a giant like America in such a huge game?
Yeah, it means a lot. I think it puts first and foremost us as a team and club on a pedestal, but also it helps the league. And we are doing good work. We are I think maximizing the dollars we get to spend. we maximized and stretched every single dollar to try to compete with the best in our region. And now we get to compete with the best of the world. But it is not always going to work like that. You do need to stay competitive financially as well. I think if you look at the EPL, if you look at the European leagues, it's no secret why they are the best teams in the world. And so there is an element where we cannot just close our eyes and say, oh, now we're there, and let's stop investing. It needs to be continued to being pushed forward, also financially. And the league has been in a great spot and has worked in a manner that has always pushed this forward. And I'm fully confident that will continue to happen.
Over here, Steve. We were in this room after you guys won the U.S. Open Cup, and I think someone asked you, have you heard if your guys are going to be playing in the FIFA Club World Cup? And at the time you said, if that opportunity comes, we'd love it. Unlike some of the other teams that qualified, if their past histories, you 3 weeks ago, had the chance to earn it here on the field. Is it more satisfying to do that? Is it more satisfying to slay a Liga MX giant, after the CONCACAF final at Club Leon a couple years ago? And then are you looking forward to seeing how your team measures up, as you just said, against the best clubs in the world?
Absolutely, 100%. This feels amazing. And there's no better way to qualify for a tournament than winning games. I mean, that is, I think, the best way to deal with situations like this. When the idea was presented, we all kind of shrugged, but after seeing and living through that tonight, what a great idea. And I think both teams fought extremely hard for it. And I'm just really happy we came out on top.
Yeah. How's Portuguese, coach?
Not good, not good.
Celso Oliveira, Territorial MLS. But I'm asking, of course, about Igor Jesus. He gets the equalizer. Would you ever thought he would be this impactful for your team? And talk about the decision of letting Elias Sanchez go to get him in there and give him that big role for your team.
Well, I think the mechanisms of our league, everybody in this room knows or is familiar with. I think the best example of being a successful team, winning, and then trying to turn around the next season is down the street in the city. That's really hard to do. But I think you can see LAFC's success over the past 4 years now has been very consistent, although we have had less tools to work with. And part of that decision-making is letting players like Elias Sanchez go, but being very good and being prepared for what else is out there. And with your roster building, your scouting, your management, your negotiating, but also then essentially then your coaching staff getting players on board and trying to find players that fit our model, but also tweaking the model a little bit to fit players. And I think we've done that with Igor. And for such a young man, he plays in a very mature manner and has been incredible for us. We can't take him off the field, nor do we want to. I'm really excited about his future. I think he can still get a lot better. Unfortunately, the players have a coach who sees a lot of flaws first, and then the good stuff second. And I have learned now to speak more about the good stuff than the bad stuff. But Igor can still get a lot better. And we're going to get him there. I'm fully confident of that.
I got time for 2 more questions. Go ahead.
Steve, congratulations for the victory. How did you guys manage to hold America to one score in 120 minutes? They scored only once in the last 300, counting the Mexican final. There was a blueprint for you guys, what you saw from Toluca against America last week?
No. We don't play like Toluca, and if I tried to do that, it wouldn't work. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult to change the way you play in a matter of a couple of days, and then turn around tomorrow, and now we have MLS. So you try to find solutions within the framework, what you've already built, and the foundation you already have. And yes, we obviously scout America. We watch Liga MX anyway because it's exciting, it's a great league, and it's interesting to us. They play differently there. What Andre has done with Club America over the past couple of years to be successful in the América is pretty impressive. And their way of playing and their discipline, they're tricky, they're dangerous, and they don't concede very many goals. And for us to create many moments that were dangerous, and I'm not saying we created always clear chances, but we had a lot of moments that were dangerous. That is very difficult to do against this team, and I don't think many teams have achieved that against Copa America. And yeah, I think it's our match plan, and the application of that from the players was nearly perfect tonight, and that's why we didn't see very many actions from them in front of goal. Forgive me for not telling you what our secret is.
And the last question, go ahead.
Congratulations, coach. Next opponent, Chelsea and Flamengo is big opponent. Do you have any particular emotion about the two teams?
Our next opponent is Kansas City. So that's where my head is. I haven't really thought about the Club World Cup yet and our opponents, but us as a staff, we are, we all work together and we rotate, and we will be prepared as we possibly can be, and we will come up with a plan that can work. But I don't think it's any secret or in this room to say, for us to beat those teams, we need to play perfectly. We needed to play near perfectly tonight. We didn't, but I think we were pretty close, and that's why we won. So it would take a similar effort, performance, and match plan against Chelsea, but we'll deal with it in a couple of weeks.